So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Team Aquila Business Opportunity Call. It's my pleasure to welcome you all. I know we've got a few new people on the call this evening that are perhaps looking at the Juice Plus business opportunity for the first time. So, very, very warm welcome to all of you. And we're just going to have a very, very brief overview of the Juice Plus company and our fantastic products. And then what we're going to do is hear from real life distributors, so hearing their real life stories on their sort of business journey, if you like, and the benefits that they've had from the Juice Plus products. So that's the format of our call this evening, and we've got a wonderful presenter. So Howard Frisch is going to run you through, as I said, just a brief overview this evening. But before we start, I'll give you a little bit about my background. I'm Michelle Johns. As I said, it's my pleasure to be your host for this evening. And I've been in the Juice Plus business for 16 years. So I've got a background in health and beauty therapy. And for me, when I first was invited along to effectively a health... Sorry? Sorry. So when I was first invited along to a health talk, it just got me. It was something that I realised I was looking for. So I was a health and beauty therapist. I was very happy looking after clients, but really all I was doing was looking after them from the outside. And I was very aware that for that optimum health and vitality to shine through on the outside, it had to come from within. So immediately when I sat in the audience, I didn't know anything about Juice Plus. I didn't know that the talk was a Juice Plus talk, but I got so excited because this was something that was going to be very, very simple for me to recommend to my clients. And I wanted to start taking it for myself. And that was 16 years ago. So the products just made perfect sense to me. And the business itself, initially I thought, I've got my own business, I'm very, very busy. I didn't really see it, that it was something that I could do. And it took perhaps, I went to a much bigger meeting, a big conference in Germany, and that was when I really got the freedom and the flexibility that the business could give me. Initially, I ran the Juice Plus business alongside with my beauty salon, but it got to a point where I was having a lot more fun with the Juice Plus business. And my income had got to a level that I was probably earning roughly about the same that I was from that business. So I made that decision that I was going to go and do Juice Plus on a more serious basis. And I've been doing it. And what the business has done for us, not only did I meet my husband through the Juice Plus company, but we've got that freedom and we've got that flexibility. The business has given us the freedom to make choices, and we chose to move down to Portugal from the UK, and we're literally living our dream. I could never have done that with my traditional business. Being hands-on as a beauty therapist, I needed to be there for my clients. And even to have a holiday, a short holiday of 10 days or a fortnight was probably as much as I could take off. My husband's background was in accountancy, and again, he saw the same thing. It was, yes, he had, a good career with a good salary, but not that freedom and flexibility that the Juice Plus customer business gives us. So without any further ado, it is my pleasure now to introduce our host for this evening, our presenter for this evening. Howard, if you could just unmute yourself, and I am going to share my screen. So there we go, Howard. So Howard has been a member of the Juice Plus team for about 4 years, and he runs this alongside his business. He's got his own business as a wholesale wine merchant. So he's your guy to go to for wine. And, through that 4 years, Howard's become a very close friend, and, we work together very, very closely. He's got a great growing team, and we've got some of his team members on the call this evening. So actually, Howard, rather than me rabbit on, I'm going to hand over to you for you to give us a brief overview and a little testimonial on your journey with the Juice Plus company.
Thank you very much, Michelle. And I'd like to extend my own warm welcome to those on the call this evening, especially to those guests who are looking at this for the very first time. Yes, I have been involved in the Juice Plus business for the last 4 years, but my history with Juice Plus goes back rather longer than that. I remember when it was actually launched in September 1993, and it just made sense to me at the time. Unfortunately, as far as the business concerned, the timing really wasn't good. I'd just changed jobs and was traveling extensively to Russia and Eastern Europe about 5 or 6 times a year, and I really wasn't able to actually develop it at that time. However, the timing very much changed late in 2013 when an old friend of mine got in touch with me and shared Juice Plus. And his timing couldn't have been better, as I was training extensively for a big cycling event, and I knew that the quality of the nutrition would underpin the training regime that I was going to have to be doing. So I didn't need to be reconvinced about the products, but what I did want to do was to actually see what other products had actually come out, and also just to sort of check a little bit more about the industry. And some of that is actually sort of going to be covered in the talk that I give here. So let's move on to the next slide. Thank you, Michelle. And first of all, when I was looking at this once again, I really wanted to check out and validate the company, the partner, in effect, that I was going to be joining with. Now, I knew a little bit about this. I knew that the company had been founded way back in 1970. So now we have nearly half a century of history behind us. And what's more, every single product range that the company has got involved with since 1970 has been a tremendous success. Latterly, or most recently, Juice Plus, as I say, was launched in 1993 and is their sole product range now. But the man who started it all, Jay Martin, was a former school teacher. He is still at the helm today, and his vision has never been bigger. So he is massively excited. When I looked at this and looked at the history, looked at the timing, I just realized I had to be involved. So moving on to the next slide. And coupled with that, with the company history, is the fact that we're expanding significantly. We've turned over $13 billion in the 47 years that the company's been active. And last year, 2017, was the busiest year in the company's history, $800 billion of turnover. So it's not going to be long at all. In fact, by 2020, it's predicted that we'll hit that magic $1 billion a year turnover. And with the markets that we're expanding into, we're involved in 28 countries now. That list of countries is set to expand as well. So we can expect that turnover to continue to rise significantly, as well as people's awareness continues to grow in terms of self-care and looking after themselves through better health and nutrition. So in terms of us as distributors, how do we actually make money? And this is a very, very brief overview as to how we can do that. But it doesn't take long for when you actually use the product for you to become a fan, because it really is something that can have a very profound effect. Everybody is different and people react in different ways. For me, it just made sense. I wasn't really looking for a short-term gain. I just wanted to have the micronutrients in raw fresh fruit and vegetables in my system every day. And I knew that would, over the long term, be of great benefit to me. But in the meantime, I was able to enjoy some of the short-term benefits, which have included greater energy and better skin and so forth. But really, in the long term, it was what I was actually really in the game for, if you like. So I was a happy customer, and my job was to find other happy customers, and I was able to do that. And what we as distributors do is simply share our story with people. And what people do with that information is up to them, but some will be interested in joining you in that journey to better health. And as a result of that, some may want to actually join you as a team member, and others will be very happy to pass on recommendations to people that they know who would also like to experience the benefits of better health. So we are in effect paid for those for making those recommendations. But as I hinted a second ago, whilst you can develop a nice little business, a sort of secondary income in the form of retail profit, if you really want to access the larger amounts of money that can be made, one needs to build a team. And through that, the company pays you a networking commission by building that structure, that team. And our job is to help train and encourage those people that actually want to either develop a retail customer base or in turn develop a team themselves. So in effect, that business bonus, that last line there, is by doing exactly that, by teaching others to do exactly the same as we do, which is basically sharing our story and sharing the products that the company has. We go to the next slide. The products themselves are really, very simple. And this is perhaps the beauty of the business. It is simply the very best quality, raw, fresh fruit and vegetables that has had the water, which is obviously the volume component, the fructose, the natural sugar, and most of the fiber removed, leaving the micronutrients or phytonutrients, the living enzymes, minerals and vitamins, and are put in a capsule. In addition to that, there is also a range of plant-based protein shakes and also bars that you see there. One product that isn't there, which was only released last October, is a plant-based omega product, omega oils, omega fatty acids, 5 in all, not just the omega-3 that many people take a supplement in the form of fish oil. We bypass the fish, we go and use algae and various other plant-based oils, which form 5 different omega oils, which are also encapsulated, and people simply take that on a daily basis because the body isn't able to manufacture and produce all the omega fatty acids themselves. So supplementation is very important in that regard. So that is a very, very brief overview of what we do and what we have. What I'd like to do now is hand you back to Michelle, who is going to introduce you to some colleagues of mine who have worked this business effectively over the years and are looking to build, in some cases, a secondary income and in some cases, a primary income as well. So with that, I hand you back to Michelle.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Howard. That was great.
Okay.
And I know that was a flying run through everything, but for anybody that wants more information, just go back to the person that invited you to this call and they can give you all the nitty gritty and the nuts and bolts, so to speak. But I think, it is lovely to hear real life stories from real life people, from the people that are actually in the field and are actually doing the business. So could I ask Katie Cripps, can you unmute yourself, please, Katie, and share what it is that first attracted you to the Juice Plus business, a little bit about your story, your journey. I know you've had some fantastic benefits with the Juice Plus products, particularly with your skin, and what it is that's going to keep you here long into the future.
Michelle.
Hey, Katie.
So I've been involved with the business for approximately 4.5 years now, and got introduced to the business through the products. I had, as Michelle said, I had quite a bad skin complaint, and I'd had it for about 2 years. I was really embarrassed about it. I've been to the doctors over those 2 years and taken various medications, and nothing worked for me. And a lady introduced me to the products, just selling it as whole food nutrition, and I'd never really heard of that before. So I was at a desperate low point, and I would have tried anything, to be honest, and jumped on board with the full trio of capsules. And within 3 months, my skin had completely healed, and I was amazed by this. From there, I got my children on the Children's Health Study, all 3 of them, and they've all had amazing results as well, particularly my son, who was extremely fussy and didn't eat any vegetables at all. Within a few weeks, he turned around and was like craving like vegetables on his plate, which was amazing. We also had really good results with doing the Shred 10 program. So me and my husband both lost quite a lot of weight. So yeah, I was a massive raving fan of the products. But also a little bit about me. I also run a business. I'm a tattoo artist, and have been running my own business for the past 14 years. So I'm always looking for different ways of making money, just because that's the way my brain works. I'm a business lady, and I like to earn money from different streams of income, which is probably the best way to do business, really. So when I obviously found out there was a business behind Juice Plus, it was really exciting to find out that I could earn a residual income, which I'd never heard of before. So that was really exciting to me, that I could actually get money on a monthly basis coming in, and after I've built up a team and a customer base, you kind of get the money rolling in whether you work or not, which was super exciting to me. So yeah, so that was really, really cool. And the reason why I stay is A, because the products are amazing, B, the business has given me so much in the form of friendships and support. It's sent me on a huge self-development journey, which I never would have gone on if I hadn't have found this business. And we have so much fun at all of the parties and the events and the meetings. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. And I would recommend anyone to take a little look.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Katie. And that is so true. I mean, you guys are our Juice Plus family, and we say that, and I know some people might think, oh, that's a bit strange, but it is true. It's more than just a business relationship that we've got with everybody. So thank you very much for that. So is Rachel there, Rachel Collins? So if you can just unmute yourself, Rachel, and basically share your story with us, that would be fantastic.
Yes. So hopefully you can all hear me okay. And my cat's deciding to join in. So I'm Rachel Collins, and I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. So that basically means that I combine nutrition with lifestyle stuff, because there's so much more to health than food, but it is a really good place to start. So I really got into nutrition when my first baby was born. Desperately needed some support to bounce back from pregnancy, basically, and changing what I ate made a huge difference. And I started juicing every day, and I felt amazing, and I finally lost the baby weight, and I looked great, and all of that. And then I got pregnant with baby number 2, and then I had 2 children under 2, and I didn't have time for all the juicing and all of the other good things that I was doing. I still had a relatively good diet, but all the kind of extra stuff I was doing to really boost my nutrition it just felt impossible. So I was looking for a way that I could support myself and give myself that boost. I knew I wanted to do it with food, ideally, because I'd trained as a health coach by then. I was really into my nutrition, and fruits and veggies are the way forward. So I started looking and researching, and then I realized that this product that my mum had been recommending to me for years was actually the thing that I was looking for, and that was the Juice Plus capsules. So I did a bit more research. I was very skeptical, just because I always am with everything I add in. I'm very science-based, and I just loved all the clinical studies. I loved all the clinical research behind it. And I remember saying to my other half, my husband's an engineer by background, so again, very science-based and very cynical. I remember saying to him, I think I'm going to get us some of these Juice Plus capsules, and I think I might start promoting them as well. I might become a distributor. And he said, well, what does that mean then? I said, well, I sign up under, it's my mum's friend, this lady called Michelle. She promotes them, so I sign up under her, and I can get a commission for promoting them. He said, is that like a pyramid scheme? I said, I don't think so. I think they're illegal. We looked into a bit more, and there was kind of this skepticism in the background all the time. So we did tons of research, my husband and I, and of course it's not a pyramid scheme in any way, shape or form. It was actually something that I could see fitting so well with my health coaching business, because people were always asking me, what are the best supplements to take, and ask me what I personally take, and personally I think the more fruits and veggies you can get in your life, the better. And this is a really easy way of doing that. So, I hadn't planned on jumping on board with the business straight away, but I think within a week of ordering my capsules, I had. It just sounded too exciting for me, because it just makes perfect sense. And for anyone who is time poor, adding in these capsules makes perfect sense. They're an amazing way to boost your energy. They're an amazing way to support your body without having to spend ages doing all of the juicing and, all that stuff that we know is amazing. But realistically, if you're anything like me with a business and a house to run and 2 children, it's just not possible. So to have that was incredible. The one thing that really struck me though was I'd been taking the capsules for a while, felt pretty good on them, was doing very well, having 2 babies under 2, but my youngest was struggling with eczema, and I tried everything to deal with that, all of the dietary interventions. So I have got a lot of nutrition training. She was still breastfed, so I was restricting my diet. I'd cut out all of the known intolerance foods. I'd done so much, and I couldn't get rid of this eczema, and I was desperate to avoid steroid creams from the GP. So when she turned 1 and I knew she could chew the chewables, I started her on the Juice Plus chewables, and within 4 weeks the eczema was gone. And that moment when I kind of looked at that after photo, because I did it before and after, because you just don't notice the difference if you don't take pictures. When I looked at that after photo, that, I think you can read all of the clinical studies, and you can, you know, read everybody else's testimonials and hear everybody else's stories, but when you see it for your own eyes in your own child, that's the moment you fully believe in this product that you're taking. And I think that was the moment that, despite my mum having taken it for a decade, that was the moment she went, oh my gosh, that's powerful. And the same for my husband. So yep, we are all absolutely sold on this product, and we'll probably all take it for the rest of our lives.
Brilliant. Thank you, Rachel. I mean, what you probably don't know is that your mum and I used to say, Rachel would be so good in this business. She would be amazing. And we have said that for so many years before you got it. But thank you for sharing that.
You don't listen to your mum when you're in your 20s, do you? I remember for many years her saying to me every time I got poorly, and I used to get ill a lot, which I don't anymore. My immune system is so good, like compared to where I used to be, it's unbelievable. And every time I got ill, she used to say to me, look, take some of my capsules. You should be taking these. They'll do you so much good. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Just listen. It took me so long to get it.
And we've all got to get it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for sharing that with us. So could I ask Harriet to unmute yourself, Harriet?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, fantastic. Share your story with us, Harriet, because I know it's a very, very powerful story.
So I actually was introduced to Juice Plus. It's weird, it's about 3 years ago to the day-ish.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I was pregnant with my first son, my only son, my first child, I should say. And I was in my 2nd trimester, and I'd got my blood results back, and they told me, the midwife really clearly said to me, your iron levels absolutely plummeted. You need to go and take iron supplements. You need to go and eat loads of, she actually said, go and eat loads of steak. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me, because I was taking every synthetic multivitamin, all the Pregnacare, everything I was told I should take. I didn't know the difference at that point between synthetic and whole food nutrition. And I said to her, surely taking iron supplements is more than I need. It's obviously not working. She's like, just drink loads of orange juice, just have it, it'll be fine. It was actually Katie who said to me, have you thought about Juice Plus? It's fruit and vegetables in a capsule. And I was like, there's loads of leafy greens. Surely this must be a better alternative than taking iron supplementation. So the long and short of it is, that's what I did. I went on to the fruit and vegetables throughout the remainder of my pregnancy, and I never went on to iron supplements. And everything, yeah, I just carried on with that. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't have another blood test, but as I said, I didn't need to take iron supplements. I didn't feel tired or anything like that. So I carried on taking through pregnancy, breastfeeding, and then it was about 6 months, when my son was about 6 months old, Katie said to me, we're doing a detox program. Back then we did Transform 30, we now do Shred 10. She's like, it's a 30-day detox program, do you want to give it a go? I was at my lowest I've been for a really long time. I was the biggest I'd been. I felt lost as a person. I felt like I didn't know who I was. I was just a mum. I was on maternity leave. I just really wasn't happy. So I was like, right, let's do this. It sounds like a good challenge. I actually lost 11 pounds in those 30 days. And I was like, right, this all makes so much sense to me. And then Katie introduced the business. And I was like, again, why wouldn't I do this? I'm already referring people to the products. I've already seen the results myself. And Juice Plus has given me a lifeline. It gave me back my identity. I'm not just a mum. I was then bringing in my own income during maternity leave and not relying on my husband. I've made an amazing new set of friends. We've been on holidays. I've been to Marbella. It's just been absolutely amazing. So fast forward from there in the business and earning, I'm actually pregnant again with baby number 2. And weirdly enough, I have actually had my blood test today, the same blood test that I found out my iron levels had plummeted last time. So I'll get my results next week. But I am so sure that this time round, my iron levels won't have gone down. I am not taking any other supplements other than Juice Plus. That is all I have taken from start to finish. I've suffered really badly with HG, which most of you probably know through Princess Kate. And I got to the very beginning of the pregnancy, I got to the point where I couldn't really consume anything at all. And the only thing, I even wasn't able to swallow my capsules for all the sickness and everything, was the complete shakes. It was the only thing my husband was able to make up for me. He used to make it with water and ice. And I'm sure that has made a huge difference. I'm now, HG's gone now, thankfully, touch wood, and we're already in the 3rd trimester, so fingers crossed it won't come back. But I'm sure that this time, when I get the results next week, I won't have the same iron problems. And actually, I was noticing things that are different. So my first pregnancy, I had a lot of heart palpitations. I haven't had any with this pregnancy. I had a lot of swelling with my last pregnancy as well. I haven't had any swelling at all yet. I mean, it is warm today and maybe it'll get hotter, we'll have to see. But I've just seen quite a few positive changes. I feel more active this time round. So we'll see. But that's my story, and I literally wouldn't change anything. I'm hoping that this business will, in the next year over my next maternity leave, really take off, and I'm planning not to go back to work and make this the full time. So we'll see what happens.
Amazing, thank you. And what's your due date?
16th of July.
Ooh, so it's really not very long to go.
No, it's only got 3 months.
A Juice Plus baby.
I know, a proper one, like 100% Juice Plus baby.
Oh, bless you. Anyway, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. So last and not least, Marcel and your beautiful wife, Azra, if you could just unmute yourselves and share your stories with us. And I know you're dialing in from Spain. So
we are indeed.
Yes,
we are.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you so much for having us to share our story. So for those who don't know, I'm Ausra. I'm a pharmacist, and we have been introduced to Juice Plus over 2 years ago. And we always joke about it because when Marcel bought the products, I actually told him off.
True story.
Yes, and but because it was there, it was in the cupboard, and so I decided to take it. And to my very big surprise, I've noticed in probably 6 week time, very big change. I worked in very busy pharmacy, 2 children, housework. I was exhausted all the time. I really felt very low energy. So since starting Juice Plus, I haven't noticed probably myself. My colleagues are telling me that I seem to be very energetic, and I realized that actually, yes, I have so much more energy after coming home from work. I still can do stuff, and I don't feel like I just need to sit on the sofa and fall asleep. So I have noticed that, and I decided that it's something different. So I started looking into Juice Plus products, and I was really blown away by all the research. And at the beginning, I didn't know the difference from multivitamins. So obviously, it was really interesting for me to see that it's a whole food, not a synthetic supplement. So that's why obviously the effect is so much different on the body as well. So my skin as well improved significantly. I used to suffer with very bad rashes and acne. And probably about 6 months in taking the products, my skin changed so much that I stopped using makeup, and it's amazing. 2 years later, I haven't used foundation in the whole time. Where I wouldn't be comfortable to leave the house without using makeup. So that's a very big thing for me. Also, immune system improved in the whole family and extended family as well. I used to suffer with cold sores, which I haven't had in 2 years, and Marcel's immune system not catching bugs from his clients, and the children being on the gummies for the whole time as we are. And they always been healthy children, but obviously being at school and nursery, they would catch bugs, so viruses, and get ill. And that stopped as well. And even if they feel a little bit of runny nose or a cough, that goes away very, very fast. And it just shows again that if you provide your body the right nutrients, your body capable of healing itself very, very fast. And we definitely noticed that by our children as well. And just awareness of our children, the understanding of nutrition, it's really incredible. And that we can see how much better they understand the importance of nutrition. And obviously they're not always eating all the veggies we ask them to eat, but giving them gummies and knowing that we're getting their 5 a day or more every single day, it's just a peace of mind for me as a mother.
Nice. And I'm going to share the business side of it, which for me made complete sense. But initially, just as Rachel said, I love what she said already, you kind of think to yourself, oh my goodness, is this one of these schemes or these systems that, people are going to get ripped off or whatever it might be. So I'm a physical therapist by training, and I have my own business in Southwest London and now here in southern Spain as well. And I was very, very skeptical initially. And so we did our due diligence. It's as simple as that. You have to make sure if you're going to partner with somebody or something or a company, you've got to make sure that it's legitimate and it's background and you're protected, etc. And that's what we did. And it all came up totally clean and clear. And now we're such huge fans of the lifestyle that it's basically afforded us, which is that we started the business in the UK and we can continue the business after moving here to Spain. Now, how many other businesses can you think of where you can do that if you have a location? If you have a bricks and mortar business, that means you are bound to that business, unless, of course, it becomes big enough that you can obviously leave it to somebody else to look after, which is great, but that doesn't always happen. Whereas what we can do here is have business both here in this country, we have already got business in the UK, and we can have business in 24 other countries as well, as and when that time comes about. So that's our goal. We're trying to achieve our goal of freedom. What we have been able to do, which has been absolutely amazing, is spend more time together, which is wonderful, which is the whole point. So we spend a lot more time than your average couple do. We spend a lot of time with our kids as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And of course, the point that I think everyone tries to achieve as soon as you have a family. So, just wanted to say a massive thank you for inviting us onto the call. And I think that's all I'd like to say.
Listen, guys, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. And I think really what we've got here, every one of you are such passionate ambassadors for the Juice Plus products. And we just kind of go out and share that with other people. All of you, that passion and enthusiasm shines from all of you. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm going to hand back to Howard with the final slide. Howard.
Yeah, I'm here. And really, when I was first exposed to this all those years ago, I really could see something here. But I wasn't sure at that point, was I able to do it? Did I know the right people? But it just seemed right. And I decided to sort of take some advice that really probably Britain's greatest entrepreneur tendered some time ago. And he basically said, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not 100% sure you can do it, just say yes and then learn how to do it later. And the great thing about this business is that there are a whole host of people that are not only watching your back, they're showing you the path forward to actually move forward and actually build the business that fits around your lifestyle and build it as small or as large as you want. That was amazingly reassuring when I actually got involved with this, knowing absolutely nothing, but having wonderful support mechanism in place. So I did say yes, and I would encourage anybody that has seen something here today to get back to the person that invited you onto this call and to talk things through a little bit more. And I'll hand you back to Michelle to close.
Thank you so much. So thank you, all of you that have participated in the call this evening. I think that is what people want to hear, is listening to you guys, your stories, and just, everybody's got a very different background. We come from different walks of life, but we've all got that common goal, and it's kind of wanting to make a difference. And all of you guys are doing just that. So thank you all very much. For anybody listening for the first time, and I would just like you to ask yourself 3 questions. Have I seen enough to get me excited? Do I want to join? Go back to the person that invited you. Ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, yes, I'm ready to join, 1 being, I need an awful lot more information. And that gives the person that invited you an idea of, what we need to give you. Also, would you like to have a mentoring call to help you get started in the right direction? And who else do you know that would be interested in joining your team? So ask yourself those questions. Go back to the person that invited you. We're here to have that mentoring call with you at any time. And it just remains for me to thank all of you for your time. This is recorded and it will be posted out into the team group. Thank you, everybody, so much, and good evening. Bye.
Thanks, Michelle. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.